That's because they're my children and they hate everything I do. Okay? So, the Lord of something. Okay, anybody else?
Something the Lord made.
Something the Lord made. Okay, something.
Something. Something.
Yeah, something the Lord made. And it's a true story. You can Google it. You can try and get the DVD if you can. Got a couple of questions I want to ask. What was the title of the NABSS? What is the theme for the NABSS week this year?
This might be embarrassing to say, but black rights.
No, not black rights. Black rights. No. Anybody else? We've come. It's a whole full week. What is the theme for the week? No, not you yet. Not you yet. And then reason why I'm saying not her because it's NABSS. She's part of the stuff. Yours first, go on. I thought your hand was up. Sorry.
No, I didn't put it up. Celebrating.
You think you're smart? She's reading the leaflet. Yeah, it's a celebration of health, nutrition and medicine. And when Mother Nia asked me to do a film, I was thinking, what can I show to fit in that? What can I show to fit in that? Then going through all the DVDs that we have at home, I said to myself, this one fits in with that, with the title. So this was something the Lord made. I've got some questions. I've asked the children to do their questions. So if the children, someone can come up and ask a question.
Did the blue baby die or live?
Did the blue baby sing? Did she die or live? Okay, next question. Come on.
Do you think if people were kind enough to donate their blood and organs, would they?
Say that again, Sue.
If people, go on.
Do you think if people were kind enough, they would donate their blood and organs? If they were
If people are kind enough, would they donate their blood and organs?
You see what happened to the blue baby, like when she was dying?
Yeah.
And like she needed, like they had to have a heart operation. Yeah. Do you think people would have gave their blood and organs to something to maybe like that or like to an old person? Little dying.
I think, a lot of people are sceptical about where their blood and their organs are going to. I think that's probably what stops a lot of people from giving it. But yeah, I think if you know it's going for a good cause, such as a baby, I think yes, they would actually.
Because there are blood banks at the moment. You know, when you go to hospital, they say, oh, you 10 litres of blood, you know what I mean? So it's there, it's already there in place. But that's a very good question. Does anybody know who set up the blood bank?
Well, it wasn't Adolf Hitler. Dr. Daniel Williams. Dr. Daniel Williams. Dr. Daniel Williams. Hitler.
No, of course not.
Right, don't forget that, no. Adolf Hitler had nothing to do with blood, besides taking people.
Dr. Daniel Williams.
No, not Dr. Daniel Williams, no.
It's a doctor.
It was a doctor, anybody? No, it was Charles Drew. Yeah, I got it first. remember he was one who set up the blood bank?
Yeah.
You know, it's all about our history.
Yeah.
He set up the blood bank, and when he had a car accident, they wouldn't give him the blood because they didn't want to give the blood to a black man. Then somebody realised that he set up the blood bank, and by the time they administered the blood to him, it was too late. So it all ties in with your question, Kirsty. Patrick, do you have a question to ask the audience?
did Dr. Vivian?
If you're going to do something, we're going to do it properly. Yes.
When was Dr. Vivian born and when did he die?
Dr. Ruth, isn't it? I don't know. Let me ask what you for you, and it will help your question, right? What was the name of the technician?
Vivian, Dr. Vivian.
Vivian Thomas, right. Now, you say, you ask your question. Vivian.
When did Dr. Vivian, when was Dr. Vivian born and when did he die? Oh, I know. He was born 1910 and died 1985.
Sorry, did you have a question? Because you had pen and paper. Did you have something? Anything else other than that? Did you hear me say, come on then? I mean, as in, get up and come.
Why did Dr. Vivian why did Dr. Vivian when she told that he was third class?
Grade 3.
Grade 3, yeah.
While was his pay rate grade 3? Okay, right.
Yes.
Because he didn't have a degree?
Sorry?
Because he didn't have a degree.
Because he didn't have a degree, he didn't have the qualification.
He wasn't a doctor.
Okay, yeah. So, why didn't he have a degree?
Oh, he couldn't go to medical school. He didn't go.
Yeah, he didn't go to medical school. Why didn't he go to medical school?
Because the money was in the bank. And the bank was closed.
No, that wasn't it. That wasn't just it.
And that's because that's
The bank fell. What does it mean when the bank fell?
they got closed. They got like bankrupt.
That's right. And everybody who put their money in it has lost it. Now, that has happened recently, hasn't it? No. That has happened recently, about 4 years ago, when the banks.
Iceland.
It was Northern Rock and others.
Yeah,
you know.
Iceland, yeah.
Yeah. And sorry.
It had to do with some borrowers that invested their money in a bank in Iceland and they all went bankrupt.
Yeah, that's right. So, think about where you're putting your money, because don't think that just because it didn't happen in your bank at that time, that it can never happen in your bank. It sure can. I've got a couple of things I would like to ask.
Here.
One of the statements that the Dr. Blakelock mentioned, which I thought was lovely. He said something about where you see risks. What was the next?
I have opportunity.
Kind of, more or less the same.
Opportunity.
Sorry?
I see opportunity.
Yeah, where you see risk, I see opportunity. Which I think is something useful for us to maybe take away with us, because some people always tell us that we can't do this and don't do this because it's not good, or you might not succeed, you might fail and whatever. But let that be your driving force to make you go further.
Also, one man's loss is another man's gain.
That's right. That's right.
Or a woman's.
All women. Sorry, all women.
I'm sure she'll say man as in human, not
As in, all right. Should we say it again? One human's loss is another human's gain.
That's it, that's it. What instrument did Vivian actually make? What instrument did Vivian make? That's correct, a clam. But what was so special about the clam? Or what's so unique about the clam? It was made for the heart, but something more.
It helped with the dog.
Yes, but that's not what I'm looking for.
Doggy. It helped the doggy, right? It helped the
Yes, it
dog.
did help the doggy.
The stitch.
It helps
I
with the
felt-
blood.
It helps with the
Stop
blood,
the
yes.
blood from being
Why
able
was
to
it
flow.
special?
Because
I'm sure they had those instruments already, didn't they? So what was different about this one? Yes, it did. That's not the answer I'm looking for. So far, all the answers that special?
The blue baby survived because they used it.
man.
Yeah. What I'm looking for,
And
I don't know.
His colour.
No, it had nothing to do with the colour of the skin.
It was
Nothing to do with
blue.
that. It was tiny. It was
Yeah.
tiny, because they got clamps already.
No.
Because they're operating on adults. But nobody has ever operated on a baby. You see? So it was a special one that remember the guy that came and said, where did you get that clamp? And he said, it's something I've put together from the junk in my garden or wherever his junk was. So it was extra special because it was tiny. It was tiny.
What's special about it being tiny? Yeah.
Because you needed not reincarnated, it was recycled.
They all had adults covered in.
That's right. At the end, this was for the children. I want to see how in tune they were. At the end, Dr. Vivian Jones was given a Vivian Thomas was given a certificate, an honorary certificate. Did he pass any courses?
No, he didn't even go in a course. Yeah, he didn't go to school.
That's right, yeah.
At the same
Just making sure. So that's why they call it an honorary degree. Because you've done it's all the life's work and your contributions, they give it to you.
So basically, he is a surgeon, but he isn't because they haven't gone past his, the test.
Well, it just goes to show sometimes, and I don't want you all to take this the wrong way, sometimes you don't always have to go to college to do that job well and better than anybody else.
So true.
See? But don't grow up children and say that, well, Jan said you didn't have to go to college. Because that is not what I'm saying. Am I clear? I'm saying that sometimes some people have made it and they haven't done, I think was something like Alan Sugar, was he one of those?
Yeah.
Alan Sugar, Richard Branson, most of them.
All of them.
Microsoft guy.
Yeah, Microsoft.
All of them
they
didn't
never
go to
finished
college.
anything.
But it's just, you need to be passionate about what you're doing to learn how to do it
And
well
focus.
and better than anybody else. What Auntie says at the back there is focus on what you're doing. Okay, I'm going to leave it there now. Okay, I made so much notes, but I won't go through. Did you have something else? Come and let me hear one more contribution.
And something to ask too.
Yeah, here you go.
Why do you think they are relying on vision in 1900?
Right, that's a good one.
Can you repeat it, Ebony?
Why do you think that the other doctors are relying on vision in 1904?
Because like he's creating it, but and also he used it in out his confidence when he's still like so he might something might go wrong, but I don't know.
Yeah, that was literally because they were clearly, he was clearly skilled in that area, and there was things that they just didn't get. And yeah, he was able to just utilize what other, that melanin power and,
Yes.
and just get on with it. And, they just didn't have it, so they needed it.
And that's to show the difference, basically, that they had degrees and they didn't have the practical skills, while he didn't have a degree and he did have the practical skills.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question, right on from yours. Do you think that his background in carpentry had any bearing on what he was able to do?
Yeah, to make tools and stuff, and the stitching, and little fine details you can do.
What kind of skills do you
My
call
son says obviously.
transferable skills?
He's a sucker for detail.
Yes, that's
You
right.
call that transferable skills?
I was just like, yes, that's it, yeah. Yeah, and for you young people, when we talk about transferable skills, that means you could do something over here, use the same method to do something completely different over here, because you're bringing your skills with it. Thank you, Ebony.
Okay, this one is But do you think in the old times, white people had a better background of
Background.
Do you think they had a better background? In what?
What I'm saying is that do you think in them times, white people had better backgrounds than black people?
In what way?
What way?
Are you asking?
No way. Yeah, like nursing. Yeah. No. I mean like in life, like.
Yeah, privileges.
Go on.
Yeah, but they did, but they kind of took advantage of it because the black people started serving them, so the better backgrounds probably had been lived off.
And to go on from just for those of you that he's smoking. Do it properly. Because we're living in a system of white supremacy. Now I know that might be over your heads for you young people, but remember those words, white supremacy, and your parents maybe explain that to you in basic detail, because it is a big thing. But what it is where white people feel that they are better than us, so they, yes. But what they do is they oppress us. That means that they give us a hard time. Yeah, with jobs, education, housing. Every time we go to somewhere, 9 times out of 10 it will be a white person behind the counter to help us. But we know from looking at the, most of you studied Florence Nightingale, haven't you?
Yeah.
And you know that she didn't know what the hell she was doing. And she had to rely on Mary Seacole to help her to do what she had to do. Because if Mary Seacole wasn't about, just like this Dr. Blakelock, what did he say when Dr. Vivian wasn't in the room? Go and find him, page him, get him here. Because he couldn't perform the thing on his own.
But people dying in the movie as well. People saying like, after surgery,
Sorry.
Jonathan in the office was saying that
He couldn't do it, yeah. Without that, yeah. Different name. Yeah. Okay, what we're gonna do now, because it's 2:30, we're gonna have a little bit of a break, and because we're meant to be here till 4. What are we still doing?